Hello, hello, hello. ¿Cómo está, everybody? How are you? I'm so glad there's a few people waiting to come on in here. Today is Monday, April 17th, 2023. What's happening with you? How was your weekend and all that good stuff? Sitting here preparing to tell y'all some things what's happening this week. Yo, it is a doozy. It's a doozy of some kind of a doozy, and I can't wait to break it down for y'all. Nice and easy. Like, before I do though, let me and give a few quick announcements. I am offering up a new moon solar eclipse special for 188. There is a link posted on the in the description box below this video. If you are on Instagram, you can go into my links and get it as well. That is only going to last for the month of April. I am very, very grateful that you guys have kept me, you guys and you ladies have kept me busy, really, really busy. And I hope and I only pray, more than me being busy, that the information lands in your heart where it needs to land, that it promotes some genuine change for your life, that you can open up and welcome and to be better for it, for yourself, for your family, for the people that are around you. That is my prayer. That is my ultimate prayer. It really makes no sense doing this work that I do if you don't get something from it. And that's my word. Like, why do it if you're not getting reciprocated? You understand what I'm saying? Or it's not being reciprocated. So yeah, jump on that special if you can. Like I said, by the end of the month, it will end. And of course, I'll come back with another special when, I don't know. But I do know there'll probably be another one sometime this year. If you ever want to get a couples read or a longer read, a 90-minute read, because this Eclipse special reading is only for 60 minutes for an hour. And squirrel, I'll be honest with you, sometimes it's really, really difficult doing 60-minute readings for me anyway. I have counterparts that have shunned me in a sense. Why do you do 60 minutes for that that low amount? You can get more money. You can make them longer. You don't have to do it that long. You can do 30 minutes for twice as much. I mean, I'm like, well, you know what? My aim and my intention is a little bit different than yours. And to be truthful with you, I like to give out all the information that is coming through. That's why 60 minutes is pretty challenging for me. I want to give it all to you because God knows how long I'm going to be doing this thing, by choice or by God's choice. So you might as well get it on you while it is available, because I know what comes through me, in my opinion, is truth. So I sticks with that. I dies with that. That was a long ass introduction on some shit I really didn't have to say, but sometimes I like to share with y'all where my intentions are, where my heart lies. Also, I did announce last week that I am so excited about being a part of Ernie Silver's Solo Fest here at the Glendale Arts Theater on Friday the 21st. I am putting together a longer solo show. People also call it a one-person show, a one-woman show, a one-man show. But I'm putting together a longer one that will be presented by the end of the year. The one that I'm presenting on the 21st is a little excerpt, about 10 to 15 minutes, alongside me and a gang of talented, brilliant people that you may or may not recognize. There's a surprise in there. You may or may not recognize, but there's some wonderful people that are sharing their talents, sharing their voices, sharing their passions. And if you have a moment, Friday night is $15 at the Glendale Arts Theater. The information is below. If you go to the website and you happen not to see my face, but you see Ernie Silver underneath the Solo Fest, those are the tickets that you want to purchase for April 21st, okay? Like I said, it's only $15, and I would love to see you. If you do come, please do your best to contact me and say, Sonja, I see you on Instagram, on what's this thing called? YouTube. And I give you a nice little squeeze and thank you for your support, for real, for real. So come on through if you can, if you don't have anything else to do. Trust me, you're going to get fed a lot, not just by me. It's about 6 or 7 of us. It's a bunch. It's a festival. So come on through. Let me say hello to the people. That's enough for those announcements. What's going on? Kimberly Sterling, Superhero Huff. Ooh, your name is very new. Hi, how are you? Miss J, Miss Lady J is here. Rob, and Vaughn. What's up, lady? In the space to be, Chanel Flowers and Bree. She's number one on the joint. 111, number one. 21 JNCI, I think that is, and Shasta, baby. You live in Mount Shasta? What up, Al Bale? Miss Sparkle, Jay Walker is here. Phoenix, what up, homie? What's going on, Trina? Chanel is here. Oh, I'm so happy you all are rolling on in. Mary Hill, what's happening? And Ramon, hello, sweet Capricorn. Nice to see you all in the spot. And I did get your message. I'm not really too keen at answering back emails and going back and forth, but you're welcome. And thank you. Much love to you, baby boy. So good to see you. Life dance too. Oh, that's right, Ramon. Tell him, y'all get that eclipse reading. Thank you, sweet Capricorn. You always got to have one Capricorn on your side. If not a couple of them, at least one to get your business going. You know what I'm saying? Trust and believe. I learned the easy way to have a Capricorn on my side in that regard. Because them bugs don't think about nothing but their money. And they're like, yo, you should too. Get that reading. So I appreciate you, Ramon. Thank y'all for being here. This weekend was really, really interesting for me. I hope your weekend was well. Have you ever had a moment? I was sick this weekend, y'all. I don't know what happened. I got this weird ass. I don't know what happened. I'm still recovering. If you see my face get a little contorted, I think I have like a little virus running through my body. It's a little better now. But what I was going to say, as I was sitting here preparing to tell y'all this, I was thinking to myself, but sometimes it's good to get sick. I know that sounds weird, but sometimes it is because it forces you to slow down. Like you get those moments where you're tired, right? You're exhausted from your day. And then you get into bed and then you go, let me push one more time. Let me send one more email. Let me do one more thing. Let me wash one more load of clothes. Let me go out and help one more person. Let me just go shopping real quick. It'll take an hour. It won't take that long. When you get sick or when you're starting to heal your body and your body's like, shut the fuck down, it really helps in a way to rest. I'm not gonna say I want to be sick all the time. To be truthful with you, I haven't been sick in a while, but it's just one of them things where it forces you to slow down and look at your house differently, look at yourself differently, look at the things that you've been doing. So yeah, I just wanted to share that in case anybody's been experiencing that, or if anybody ever finds the time. I mean, anybody ever says to themselves, I don't have time to be sick. I don't have time to do this. I got to keep pushing and push through my sickness. Yo, that's the body saying, yo, chick, yo, sir, you're doing too much, man. You need me. I'm the vehicle to run you through this thing. Don't you know? Don't you know? And then you have to listen. So anyway, I'm on the up and up. I'm on the mend. Prayerfully, I'll be a whole lot better before Friday. So I can do this thing with the peoples and continue to memorize my piece. Well, Mercury retrograde, I'm not putting it out there, but I'm like, it's going to be a doozy that day. Mercury retrograde going down that day as we're on stage. But you know what? That's when the performers come out. I'm talking way too much. Let me get on into what we're talking about. Phoenix said, Caps are like that. That's for sure. Listen, if you want to ask any questions, y'all know the protocol, right? Just put a question mark in front of the sentence and behind the sentence, like you do in Spanish. Anybody ever write Espanol? Just so I can see it, because your girl is a little challenged when it comes to looking at these little ass words and letters. So please feel free to ask anything that you want. Let's get right down to it. Please and very please. This is some kind of week. And what's so interesting is as I was going through it, right? And I write down all the aspects for each day. Every day has very few aspects except for Thursday. And I was like, look at God. So I want y'all to pay attention as we do this, for those that take notes and those that really utilize this broadcast as entertainment, but also as a class, right? I want you to pay attention to the days leading up to Thursday, like Tuesday and Wednesday, specifically Wednesday, because that's going to alter and shape how you view Thursday. All right. This thing called astrology, squirrel, is not just, again, y'all heard me say this is about entertainment. This is literally a science, an intuitive science and an intuitive art that I love to tap into, to teach, as you already know, via the Village Hut, and to share with anybody that will listen, to be quite honest with you. Because it helps us to shape our awareness. It helps us to, I always say, and this is kind of like a moniker of mine, is that it allows us to see ourselves so we can have better relationships with us, thus have better relationships with everybody else. Like on the real. So when you studying it and or just listening to this broadcast or studying other astrologers and the information and their perspective of the information in the sky, start to recognize repeats, start to recognize patterns, because the universe is a pattern. It's geometric. You understand what I'm saying? Start to recognize the thing that comes over and over again and what leads up to things. It'll help you better to prepare for these big days like Thursday is going to be. Did that make sense to all of y'all? That help in some kind of way? Okay, I hope so. I just wanted to take a moment to say that. All right, as we inch through this, and I'm gonna push through and do my best. Today, the moon is in Pisces. Anybody crying? Not me, but I was raising my hand to see if y'all was doing it. Anybody crying out there? Pisces energy, the moon in Pisces, it always brings the tears. If it doesn't bring tears, it brings introspection. If it doesn't bring that, it brings a definite need to self-undo. That's part of introspection, right? To go inside and see where you are, see what you're doing, see how things are rolling, to access some type of forgiveness, to be a whole lot more loving and unconditionally tapped into what people are feeling. I love Pisces energy for that. Although on the downside, because there's always a yin and a yang, right? On the downside, it can be quite passive aggressive, and Pisces energy likes to punish in really weird passive aggressive ways, kind of lean out of that vibration of Pisces energy. And in this day of Pisces, the moon being in Pisces, before this heavy ass moon in Aries comes along, intuit, excuse me, y'all. Intuit what it is that you need to do for yourself, how you need to feel, how you need to connect with energies and people and ancestors and guides that are around you, guiding your way. I don't know if y'all have had some crazy dreams last night. I did. Can I entertain y'all and let y'all know what dream I had? I had a dream. Squirrel, I'm trying to remember it now as I think about it. It was a celebrity. It was somebody. Oh man, Sonia, why you set it up and you can't alley-oop the shit? I had a dream that was a celebrity was driving Jamie Foxx. Jamie Foxx was driving another car with about 3 dudes in it. And I was in my own car. And they was talking shit outside their car, telling me how I looked and how blah, 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 flirting or whatever. And I was like, what is Jamie Foxx doing in my dream? And I was like, Jamie, leave me alone. I got to where we was at a rally, at a goddamn protest. And Jamie and them speed off. The 2 guys that I went with, one of the guys that live in my building, Chris, he's a really nice dude, a Greek dude. I really like him. Really, really good-hearted person. And another dude, they dropped me off. When I woke up in the dream, after they dropped me off, I'm still in the dream. I said, where's Mystic? They said, oh, Mystic's home with Chris. With Paul. I was like, what? Anyway, Jamie Foxx speeds around the corner. I know I said that all out of order, but what the fuck was Jamie Foxx doing in my gosh darn reading? God bless his soul. I hear that he is sick and going through some stuff, but he'll be okay. Jamie's a fighter. Anyway, I just wanted to tell y'all that. And I thought about that as the fact, because we are in the moon in Pisces. And oftentimes when the moon is in Pisces, or especially with Neptune hitting it, which I'll tell y'all in a minute, I didn't even think about that. Neptune hitting it, it brings about our dream time, because Neptune is all about dreams. Y'all get that? Y'all asking questions, or y'all just being really crazy with me today. Oh, Ramon, tears of joys flow today. Yay. I'm happy. Oh, yay. Okay. So today, let's go on into it as I squirrel out immediately, right? Today, with the moon being in Pisces, is absolutely going to sextile Uranus, right? Uranus is about that rebellious change we've been talking about. Uranus is about being unique. So let's just stay with that idea, because y'all do know, as I do these rundowns and as I break down each aspect, each particular aspect, just to remind y'all, the moon sextile in Uranus can literally have 20 different descriptions. I choose to pick one based on what I intuit, or what it is Spirit wants me to say. Okay, but it can absolutely fall under any category with other descriptions that you need to kind of, as an adult and as a person who rules their own life, needs to take what I say as a grain of salt and then kind of like study it on your own and see how that falls for you. Does that make sense? Just helping anybody that's new out here that doesn't understand how we rock. This is how we rock. So the first thing that came to me about this moon sextile in Uranus is the fact that we should forgive people, is the fact that we should intuit how different we are going to be, what is necessary to what is necessary within our intuition, within our dream time, within our meditation, to be as unique as possible. But also, I wrote down here last night that we should absolutely learn to forgive people through and through. I heard a young lady say today, and I'm not going to blast her because doesn't make sense. I protect women like that. But she was saying how she forgave someone, but at the same time didn't want to mess with them. I understand that about boundaries, but you can't forgive someone and still have an emotion towards it. Does that make sense? You can absolutely present boundaries, present your own protection, allow yourself to not be involved with someone because X, Y, and Z, but the emotion has to fade away that you have about that person. If you're still holding on to some angst, that's not forgiveness. So with this moon being in Pisces and it hitting this Uranus, what I intuit was like, why don't we forgive in a whole different way? In a way in which it would not only foster a better life for you, but Uranus is all about the future too. But something to bring into the future, especially as we're about to roll into this new moon solar eclipse. Come on, y'all. Excuse me for burping. We can't move forward with this new moon solar eclipse about to happen on the 20th, holding baggage of what people did or did not do for us. It's not necessary. It's not going to be helpful. The dichotomy doesn't work. You understand what I'm saying? Like truly. And if you can't forgive them, like truly send love. There's a way to do that thing. There's a way. Just continue to see their face in your mind's eye and say, I send you love. I send you love. Because honestly, the human being may take a little longer than what the spirit can do. Does that make sense to everybody? Yes, yes, y'all. The human being sometimes can hold on to that thing and may feel like, and may get drunk and be like, well, another thing. I forgive them, but another thing, if anything, just tap into the spirit and go, okay, the human being in me is catching up, but my spirit sends love and light. My spirit sends everything good to you, because that is the most mature and advanced part of who we are, our spirit, not our minds and not our body, our spirit. And I didn't say our heart. That's a whole nother entity that rocks very close to the spirit, but the spirit, the soul, is who we are, y'all. That's us without this makeup, without this fine body I got in my big old booty. You understand what I'm saying? The bottom line is learn to at least send light and love to people if the human can't get it together. That's what the moon in Pisces was saying to me today. It also hit Neptune. It's in conjunction with Neptune. So spark your imagination. Sit back, meditate heavily tonight if you can, or throughout the day. Find times to daydream. I love daydreaming. And some people think that daydreaming is such a wasteful tool, such a wasteful thing to do. We advance a lot in our daydreaming. Don't y'all agree? Yes, yes, y'all. Or if you don't, please put that up and have a conversation among yourself. Daydreaming is awesome. It's absolutely necessary to do just as much as working your fingers to the bone. Because when you daydream, the moon in Pisces conjunct in Neptune in Pisces, when you daydream, you see yourself someplace different. You literally put out that vibration of manifestation. It's the feeling that you have in your heart and soul. Oh my gosh, I want this beautiful brown man. I can feel him. I can see him. I'm daydreaming what he looks like. If you notice, I'm not daydreaming in desperation. I'm daydreaming, or I should say, the thing is not to daydream in desperation, but to daydream in the feeling of a thing, whether it is a dude, more money, children, another puppy, a new house, whatever your dreams may be. Feel it, get it, own you. Manifest that thing today because it's going to work for you. And how about this for the third and final aspect for today? The moon, that same moon that's running our subconscious, Pisces, running our unconditional love factor, our need to forgive, running our imaginations, our spirit world, our dream time with Jamie Foxx in there. It's also the moon today is sextile in Pluto. So it's giving us power, unseen power. And when I say unseen power, that's exactly what I mean. Oftentimes, we want to be validated by the power that we are. You ever meet a person, and this is kind of a squirrel, I was going to say it, but then I'm like, it's kind of on the subject. You ever meet a person and they walk in the room and you're like, God damn. Like there's a lot of people that I know in my life, but I want to give reverence to one person that has deceased. If I ever walked into a room and saw Phyllis Hyman, I would say, God damn. She was over 6 feet tall, always with a hair garb that put her at 6'5" easily. She just walked in with a regal sense, even though she was sad and she was bipolar and she ended up taking her own life. There was a prominence that she had when she walked in the room. This is what this moon sextile and Pluto is about. If you can tap into that imagination, into that Piscean energy on the up and up of that Piscean energy, not on the negative, not on the drug side like Phyllis, not on the takeoff side or the passive aggressive side, on the up and up side of Pisces energy, you can access that power. You can walk in the room like, yes, let's go, without saying a word. Does that make sense to y'all? I love that. Oh, I love Phyllis Hyman, y'all. Oh, Roxy said she had a mad crush on her. She was a Cancer, July 6th. I did too. I actually, I don't know. Let me get on a squirrel about Phyllis Hyman because I absolutely adore Phyllis Hyman. Like truly, truly, truly. In any case, excuse me. It hurts when I burp. I mean, when I cough or anything. Tomorrow, let's talk about Mañana, that moon in Aries. Going on, sliding on in on the sneak tip in the middle of the night. Here comes that rambunctiousness. Here comes that Aries fire. Here comes that little baby making her way into the room. Wake up, everybody. Wake up. It's time to get this thing going. I love Aries energy for that. Aries is the Kickstarter. We need somebody to kick that shit off. Y'all know that. Y'all know that because there's way too many of us, with myself included, that's sitting back. Ooh, Cancer energy. Well, what about the past? Ooh, I don't know what happened before. Cancers are always worrying, but we all have our thing, right? Aries has its thing as well. But when it comes to starting something, when it comes to moving in, when it comes to being forceful, when it comes to riding for themselves and other people out of justice sake and being fair, Aries is all about it. Going to the front of the line, like, let's go. So the moon is going into Aries, prepping us for this eclipse that's going to happen on Thursday. So let's check out what the moon in Aries is prepping us for. Check out the aspects for the next 2 days. The moon in Aries is sextiling Venus. Okay, because Venus is in Gemini, right? So find your value in moving head first, but find your value in checking out everything. Here comes the moon in Aries, and I say everything because Venus is about the love and the value of multiple things when it's in Gemini, right? It's about the love and the value of multiple things when it comes to communicating, when it comes to negotiating, when it comes to being social. I mean, possibly maybe there's a party that you're about to either go to tomorrow tomorrow, or you're planning. You understand what I'm saying? That moon in Aries says it's time to get our heads up. It's time to get our heads up, hit this Venus and Gemini, and have a good time. Venus is about passion. Venus is about dedication in a sense. I'm dedicated to this passion. I'm dedicated to the bright and beautiful things that are around us. So let's get it going. And again, being in Gemini, it can be a multitude of things. But at the very least, it's very, very high. When I mean high, I mean like it's easy, it's lighthearted. You understand? Because Gemini doesn't like to deal with anything that's heavy on some level. So get that on you tomorrow. Like, find a way to shake off the humdrum. You know, if this Pisces energy today and this past weekend has found you kind of lull and sullen on and sitting in some shit on Tuesday, shake it off when that moon hits that Venus. It's because it's time to roll. That Venus and Gemini wants us to be happy and to find the happy and to be flirtatious too. I love Geminis for that. I wish I could flirt better. I wish I had more of Gemini energy to flirt in that way. And I'm only picking on myself because I'm the type of person where I would never, ever know somebody had a crush on me, not unless they told me. But I'm never the person to go out there and be like, hey, you got a crush on me? It's the funniest thing. So if you find yourself flirting or being in a flirtatious situation, or flirting can be like flirting with an idea too. It could be flirting with some money. It could be flirting with a possibility of something that's not necessarily solid, but you're going to try your end on it and not be so serious about it. You understand what I'm saying? Sometimes you have to go through that. You have to daydream. Sometimes you have to do trial and error. That's what Gemini energy is all about. Okay, enough about that. The moon is absolutely squaring Mars tomorrow. I hope y'all getting a lot because it feels like it's coming through this body in which I did not expect. Okay, the moon in Aries is squaring Mars. Interesting, because we are all moving, whether you a Cancer or not, we all moving like a Cancer. Mars is in Cancer. So we're doing our best to try to move with our feels. We're doing our best to try to move with our emotions, with things that make us feel nurtured and nourished, things that make us closer to our family, things that make us feel closer to a foundation. This is how we're moving through the world right now. This is for everybody. Mars is in Cancer. But when that moon in Aries comes about, when we want to move fast, when we want to move like the fighter we are, I should say, when we want to emote, because the moon is about emotion and expression, right? When we want to emote and express ourselves in an emotional way up against that Mars moving slow or in its way, like sidestepping, because that's Cancer energy. I'm a sidestep it until I decide to go with it. You understand what I mean? That moon in Aries can get a little impatient. You know, Aries energy is incredibly impatient. So the moon, the expressions, the emotions of the thing have to pipe down just a little bit because Mars in Cancer actually has the movement. You understand what I'm saying? Absolutely is in the driver's seat, like Jamie Foxx, of the motivation. So the expression cannot supersede the motivation. Does that make sense? Otherwise, it just sounds like complaining, or just sounds like you bitching, or you just moaning about some things that moon in Aries, in which you can't change in a moment because Mars in Cancer says, I got this, shorty, get in the back seat. You understand what I'm saying? That makes sense? Y'all like my analogies thus far? Y'all get that? Ask questions if you don't. So be careful on Tuesday. That's the final aspect for Tuesday. Be careful, because that can absolutely, I'm going to tell you truthfully, make or break how this new moon energy is going to come into you. If you're going to allow somebody to take you off your square, if you're going to get mad because you want to move faster, because you want this opportunity to hit you before Thursday, because you've been looking for it, you've been waiting for it. You're mad because people are not giving you the opportunity. They told you they was going to email you. They told you. So now you want to write them a scathing email and say, I've been waiting for 29 days. Yo, pipe down, relax. Relax. Everybody is doing their best. If it's meant for you, it's going to happen for you. Don't incite a riot before it gets there, is the point. That makes sense? Should we use physical? I don't understand what that means, Albel. Should we use physical? I don't get that. It sounds like a half of a question, but what was that pertaining? I'm sure it was pertaining to something that I said, but I just don't remember what I said. I said a lot. Okay, here we go. Should we use physical movement to work through the emotions on Tuesday? Absolutely. Specifically, good question, Elbel, my village hut lady. Absolutely. Why? Because Mars is physical, but Mars is in Cancer. So what type of physicality? Water physicality. Squirrel. I was joking with who's I joking with? Oh, Naila. I was joking with Naila about water aerobics, and she was like, "I'm gonna be in the water aerobics class with all the elders." I said, "Shit, water aerobics is goddamn hard to do, man. Don't get it twisted. I be in there with all them 70-year-olds, like, come on, girls, let's get it, because it's no joke." So something like water aerobics, or running by the water, or going swimming, or if you can't do any of that, just make sure that whatever you do physically, you ended up with a nice bath or a nice shower. That makes sense? All right. So that's for Tuesday. Here comes Wednesday. Wednesday, the moon is still in Aries because it's prepping us up for Thursday for that new moon solar eclipse, right? The only aspect for Aries, now how about this for a 1-2 punch, is the moon conjuncting Jupiter, of course, because Jupiter has been in Aries. So here's a hint of the skittles, of the opportunities, of the expansion that's coming in your life. There's a little bit of a whisper. Now, the thing is, Aries energy don't deal with a whisper. It deals with a fucking freight train, right? Because it comes in hard and fast. So you're going to have to be really, really delicate and kind of crafty to hear and to pay attention to how these blessings are coming to you. Does that make sense to everybody? Please ask questions. And thank you for asking that, Elbel. You're going to have to pay really close attention because Jupiter has been doing its best. Honestly, I mean, if y'all can't say it, I can't say it enough, but I wonder if you agree with me. Jupiter in Aries has been doing its best every now and again, dropping little opportunities to us, especially if you're a fire sign and you noticed it, or air sign for that matter, because they get along with air signs as well. But especially if you either fire or air, they've been dropping it and been saying, yo, take this little bit right here. It might not be enough, but more is to come. And I'm trying to keep y'all happy. Like, do this thing and go to this trip. Stay there for a couple of days, and reinvent yourself. And what I wanted to say is rejuvenate yourself. Like giving you free tickets to go such and such and such. Seeing a little baby in the corner smile that just makes you absolutely out of your mind happy just to see innocence. You understand what I'm saying? Jupiter acts in all these ways, y'all. I think I remember saying this before, but you have to remind yourself. When I speak of Jupiter, when I speak of the bigness of things, when I speak of the opportunities and the skittles and spiritual enlightenment that comes with Jupiter oftentimes as well, the evolution, the education, right? Because Jupiter deals in Sag, deals with education, right? It comes in all kind of guises and all kind of sizes. It can be as big as, like I said before, getting a job at NBC, or it can be as little as really sitting down on a hot day and enjoying your favorite ice cream. It's about time we do not put a measure. That's the word I wanted to say. Thank you, Spirit. A measurement on joy. Does that make sense? Please try your best not to put a measurement on joy, because you rob yourself of any little bit that wants to come. Oh, ice cream. I can get ice cream any day, Sonja. What kind of joy factor is that? It's a huge joy factor, motherfucker, when you know you gained 50 pounds and you can sit there consciously and say, I haven't had this ice cream in a long time. And you know what? Today, I'm going to treat myself and eat the ice cream. You can't tell me you don't feel joy out of that. Think about it, y'all, and don't overthink it. You understand what I mean? Okay. I just felt like Celeste just then. I swear I feel like my mother comes up in me sometimes. I love that lady. I cannot deny her birthing me. All right, let me take a squig and let's keep it pushing, because the next day is the day. Ooh-wee. What'd you say, Roxy? It's much a challenge to move in water than, oh, that's why the exercise. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. That's why water aerobics is so hard, because it's weightless, right? Anyway, it's a good workout. That's for damn sure. I'm going to be that 70-year-old person at water aerobics. Trust and believe. Okay. Anyway, here comes Thursday. Y'all ready? Let me run down what's happening on Thursday just to get your whistle a little bit wet. And then I'll go back and explain, Lucy. New moon solar eclipse, 12:13 a.m. Eastern Standard Time at 29 degrees Aries. Okay. The sun will go into Taurus 4:14 that morning, a couple of hours later. Okay. The moon is going to conjunct the sun naturally, always at a new moon or new moon eclipse. The moon, because it's in Taurus. Why is the moon squaring that? That's wrong. The moon is going to be in Aries, so it absolutely is not squaring that. The sun is squaring Pluto because the sun will be in Taurus. Mercury will be squaring Pluto because Mercury will be in Taurus. Sorry, y'all, I was sick last night for sure. I think I got that wrong. I'm going to write that down. And the moon will sextile Saturn. Thursday is an interesting day because right after that, Mercury goes into retrograde. So let's talk about Thursday real quick because I made notice of it. And as I was doing my report, or I should say, get my little video on Instagram, it hit me. And I was like, oh, that's freaking brilliant, Spirit. That's brilliant, universe. And how the new moon solar eclipse in Aries, and please get your reading if you have not. The reading eclipse special is only going to last until the end of April. It's an hour-long read for $188. Invest in yourself. Okay, that's all I'm going to say is invest in yourself. And the reason why I've been pumping it so much, even to those and those that have had the special reading already can absolutely attest to this. There's a stellium, absolutely two stelliums of Taurus and Aries coming together to highlight this freaking new moon eclipse. It's incredible. There's a whole gang of information and energy that's pumping this new moon eclipse for us. How does it fall in your chart? And how are you going to either accept it or reject it? That's the part you don't know because I have to pull up your natal chart based on your time and your date and your place of birth. So let's get on it. Let's get to it. The bottom line is that this stellium is going to do a lot for all of us. Is what's in the sky, right? Get that reading to see how it affects you. Part of that is this. I was saying on Instagram, it's kind of tricky that the sun is going into Taurus while there's a new moon solar eclipse pushing through. Now, pause. There was so much going on from the top of this year. I'm going to say from Neptune, from November, right? In which we started to feel, and if y'all agree with me, yes, y'all. Phoenix said Haagen-Dazs pineapple coconut, baby. So funny. Since November, like there's been a surge of an antsy surge, a restless kind of surge. I gotta do something different. I don't know what I'm about to do. What's about to happen? For show. And I say since November, but probably since October, when in October, listen to my mathematics for those that know. When in October, the sun was absolutely opposite the incoming new moon solar eclipse in Aries. You get that? So for 6 months, as it goes around half of the sky, it's a buildup. And the buildup is that Aries new moon solar eclipse going, gosh damn, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to do this. I'm ready to start. And as we got closer and closer to this day on the 20th, we started to get a little bit more, even more impatient, even more antsy, even more restless. Is that anybody? What's a stellium? Phoenix says a stellium is when there are 3 or more planets in a particular sign. So in the sky, there'll be 3 or more planets in Aries, and there'll be 3 or more planets in Taurus. And in the middle of that is a new moon solar eclipse in Aries. It's just a gang. I like to describe it as a gang and a force field of energy coming at you all at one time. Thank you for asking that question, because sometimes I say this information so much, I think everybody knows. So thank you, Phoenix. I have no problems with questions, especially like that. So y'all hear what I'm saying? Like we have been, or was it in Libra? Was what in Libra? was the moon in Libra, Rabbi Rob? So we're not talking about the eclipse. I'm talking about the sun. I'm talking about the sun only. I'm talking about the vibration and being opposite. I'm talking about Libra being opposite of Aries. That's what I'm speaking of. Not necessarily the eclipse. You got me? Okay, cool. Yeah, because the thing is that we always have to know. I'm kind of going off script, but give me at least 30 seconds to explain this, because Rob, he brought up a really good point. And I want to be clear as the teacher, because I do take time to be a teacher too. As well, we have to be clear that there's so much going on in the sky. And when I teach in the village hut, I do my best not to over teach, to be quite honest with you, because everything is pinging off of everything else. The sun is pinging off the moon, which the moon is pinging off of Neptune. Neptune is pinging off of Uranus. Uranus is pinging off of eclipse that happened 6 months prior, which is pinging off of an eclipse that's going to happen 6 months before us. Does that make sense? To be truthful with you, is very, very difficult to see what you are about to go through specifically, or I should say, as a general audience, because it depends on where your chart is. It depends on where Libra and Aries is in your chart. It depends on what you was doing. If you even took advantage of that and allowed yourself to be aware of the changes that was going on. What were you doing in October? Was you buried underneath the blanket where you couldn't see or talk to nobody and didn't recognize the changes that were about to happen 6 months prior down the line? You see what I'm saying? Anyway, I'm getting way ahead of myself, and I don't want to put my foot in my mouth, because sometimes I can over-explain and then we'll have more questions. The bottom line is, Rabbi Rob, I'm glad you mentioned that, but I was just talking about the vibration of Libra, and being on the opposite side of that. So since then, we've been feeling restless about getting to this new change, because this new change with new moon solar eclipse is absolutely pinging off of what we just went through. It's opening up the door. And more specifically, on March 21st, the door opened up a little bit wider for you to see. If you can meditate, pray on the fact of what you was doing around about that time. Ooh, Mercury, good God, gives us some prayers for the 21st. Don't let me go up on my lines, because I can feel it already in my throat. Mercury retrograde. Okay, so the thing is, on March 21st, there was a new moon in Aries already. This is the second new moon in Aries, but happens to be an eclipse. So we got a peek of what this new moon Aries was about to come on, which is actually really brilliant that the universe did that for us, because it kind of hopefully maybe quelled our little restlessness. Does that make sense to anybody? Divine geometry. There you go. To the scientists in the room. What up, Phoenix? Right? So it kind of gave us a glimpse of what's going on and the changes that need to come. But when the eclipse comes, and again, let me be really, really clear about this. This change can happen for you here around about this week, or 2 weeks later, or within 6 months. See what I'm saying, Rabbi Rob? Or within 6 months, because it depends on the window. It depends on the geometry and how it hits you in your chart. You see what I'm saying? So here's the deal. That new moon solar eclipse in Aries, eclipse style, even though we got a peek of it on the 21st of March, it was kind of gentle, even though it was Aries, right? It was kind of gave to us, maybe I should be doing this. Maybe I should, I don't know. Let me call Sonja and see if she got 5 on this. Let me talk to this one and see if I can research that. Let me, it started mulling. It started mulling in your brain. And then here comes the eclipse. Like, you know what? You're thinking too long. Shoot! Pulls the rug from underneath your feet. And here comes the change, if you're ready or not. Do y'all get that? Yes, y'all. Please get the reading special if you can. If you can't, go back to a couple of videos that I did prior. I don't know how long ago, maybe like 2 months ago or so. But it's titled The Eclipse Special. And it goes into further what this eclipse season is going to be about. Because there's 4 of them in 4 different signs, 4 different vibrations for this year. Very interesting. I haven't seen that, to be truthful with you. They usually come in pairs, 2 of the same sign and then 2 of another sign. Anyway, keeping it moving, that new moon eclipse, remember, eclipses are about massive changes, whether you are ready for it or not. Oftentimes, it's a good change in a sense, if you want to put good or bad on it. Why? Because it moves us forward. It's about evolution. It's not good for the people that are a little set in their ways and don't want to move and don't want to change, you may look at it as, I don't know about that. I don't think I can do that. Well, the universe said you can. Your ancestors said you can. You've been doing all the work, surrounded by it. Get up off your ass and do it, is what the eclipse says. I ain't got time to sit here and baby you, is what the eclipse says, especially in Aries. Come on now. Y'all get where I'm going. I'm taking too long to explain this thing to you. It's on and popping. I think it's going to be flanked, or I should say, I think it's going to be dope because it's flanked with some good ass shit in the sky. The North Node, purpose. Vesta, spiritual warrior. Jupiter, opportunities. Come on now. Get that special and see where it falls. But the bottom line is this: whether you don't get the special or not, you're going to feel it. You're going to feel the goodness coming on you. Just don't be afraid. Please don't be afraid. And I only say that because here's the sun in Taurus. Here's Mercury in Taurus about to go retrograde. That can be a little trepidatious. I'm not saying that Taurus is the Debbie Downer of the crew. We'll leave that up to Saturn and sometimes Capricorn energy. Not talking shit about Capricorn, but they're serious about a lot of things, right? But Taurus is very methodical and very pulled back, very tucked in. You understand what I'm saying? The type of energy that never lets people see or situations see them sweat. Calm and serene, steadfast and devoted and loyal and incredibly bullish and very much of a martyr, always going down for everybody else but themselves. You understand what I'm saying? Taurus energy, as the sun slides into Taurus energy, remind yourself of this season. If you take on some of these characteristics and you need to either advance with them or dial back on them, especially that martyrdom shit, right? We don't have to die for nobody. People are responsible for themselves. Should I squirrel off on that? Let me tell you, people are responsible for themselves. We can love people. We can assist people. But in regards to living their life, paying their bills, taking care of them to the point where you're dying, I'm just saying, like for real, at some point you gotta release yourself from that. That's that Taurus energy that wants to be like, hey, wait, hold on. These changes are happening too fast. To get back to what I was talking about, these changes are happening too fast. I'm doing too much for this one and that one. I can't adapt this quickly, because Taurus loves the tried and true. You understand what I'm saying? So how about, that's a weird ass conundrum as this new moon solar eclipse is blaring on in Aries on some hot and furious shit. And then the sun goes, wait a minute, I'm putting some shine on that thing to slow you down. That's a perspective. That's one perspective. And or that I realized on Instagram, possibly maybe we allow these new changes to happen and we think about it, Mercury and Taurus, and we shine with these new changes, the sun and Taurus, in a whole nother way. We don't necessarily slow down to the point of stopping and getting scared and handling everybody else's business as a deflection, as a reason for you not taking care of your own changes and your own movements in life. You see where I'm going? You on the up and up side of that Taurus energy and go, okay, changes are happening. All right, well, let me be clear about it. Let me think about it. Let me do some research on this shit. Let me make sure me and mine are protected within this thing. Let me be devoted. Let me put together a schedule as to what I need to do on a daily basis in order to maximize on these new blessings that are coming in. You understand what I'm saying? You can utilize that Taurus energy too. I think the universe is dope for that, because as we slide into this massive change, why are we going to slide into it real quick and run into a brick wall is what I'm thinking. Is what the universe is doing. You hear what I'm saying? Does this make sense to y'all? Come on now. At the same time, though, Mercury wants to square up against that Pluto, though. It wants to seemingly take away somebody's power by doing so, by thinking a little bit longer, by being methodical and strategical on some points. On these new changes and these transformations that are happening around and about you. Because it's a square, don't let it be a challenge. To be truthful with you, allow it to make you grow. This is an opportunity for you to utilize newness in a quick, fast way, in a new way. Instead of taking these new opportunities that are coming at you in this new moon eclipse and gobbling it all up for yourself and being gluttonous about it and being happy about it and throwing it to the wind, take your time. Take your time to look at it and realize, okay, hold on, let me think. Again, Mercury, let me think. Let me not power through it and be mad because now I'm less powerful. Now they're not paying attention to me. Since this new change happened, you don't have to do that. You don't have to do that. Take your time because, again, whatever is for you is for you. You dig that? And then the sun, absolutely, because the sun went into Taurus, is going to square Pluto as well. Transformation is happening. Let the destruction happen as well. So what I got from that, what I got from that is that the sun is shining brightly in Taurus style with care, with some food, with kind words, understanding about what needs to happen, methodically speaking, right? It wants to say to Pluto in Aquarius, yo, I understand that we're doing this for the people, but we got to be able to do it for ourselves. We got to be able to take care, have self-care. We got to be able to be clear about the steps that we are making. And if destruction needs to happen, listen to what I'm saying, because it's hitting Pluto. If destruction needs to happen, allow it. Allow it, y'all. Please hear what I'm saying. Can I repeat the time and the degrees of the eclipse? Yes, Vaughn, thank you for putting up that question mark and exclamation point. I would not have seen that otherwise. The eclipse is going to happen at 29 degrees Aries at 12:13 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. That would be 9:13 on our side of the world, all right? So with that sun, again, squaring that Pluto, again, squares the challenges and it can get you like, what? Until the second thought, how can I grow from this? What can I learn from this? What can I allow the changes to do? What can I allow the destructions in Pluto happen, the transformation happening, the fact that I seemingly lost a little bit of power, the fact that, things are going to blow up around these new changes happening. That happens too, When new changes come in, you get new friends, old friends want to act funny. You get a new job, you know what I'm saying? People in your family or whatever, like, oh, you think you fancy. You think you grown. Always want to talk shit. Now, all of a sudden, your sister don't like you because you make $100,000 a year more than her. I'm bringing out petty shit, but these petty things are deep-seated emotions. You understand what I'm saying? You get that? That offer to take us off of our square, that offer to destroy some things about us. Sun squaring Pluto on that day. It can be a lot of blow-ups that day, y'all. While this newness is coming in, focus on the newness, not the destruction of things, not the seeming power shifts. You understand what I'm saying? Focus on the newness because it's going down. And if it seems like it's not happening around you, just be patient. Try to be, even though it's in Aries, try your best to be patient. And if you can't be patient, here's a good trick. Focus on something else. Have you ever had a situation? I think I was telling Ramon this in our reading the other day. Have you ever had a situation where you're sitting there, or somebody, I don't remember. I had 5 readings on Friday. Have you ever had a situation where you were sitting around and waiting for an answer, waiting for a job opportunity to come up or whatever, and them to call you, and you're sitting by the phone, literally looking at the phone, and you said, you know what? Forget this thing. I'm going out. I'm going to go with my girlfriends and go have a drink somewhere at a bar. And you get drunk and you sitting in the toilet. Oh, I got a nice story. Y'all want to hear a story? You sitting in in the toilet or whatever. Next thing you know, your potential employer is calling you. Hello? Hi, how you doing? I'm good. I just wanted to call you, let you know you got that job. Oh, shit. While you drunk in the stall. You didn't know you was going to be blasted that way. The point is to derail your attention if you cannot be focused. You understand what I'm saying? If you cannot be patient, basically. If you cannot be patient, go do something else. You want to hear a quick story? This is a really, really good story, one that I have in my heart. Truly. I'm going to try to make it as short as possible. One of my best friends, Susan, came to visit me back in the day with an ex-boyfriend of hers. And we went to go see, you know, when people come into town, you do tourist shit. So we went to go see some TV show that was airing. And Whitney Houston happened to be in the audience. Now, this is post Waiting to Exhale, possibly 2 or 3 years or whatever. She was down there with Bobby Brown. I can see it in my head right now. We were up in the bleachers and she was kind of down. And it was passing around the mic. And my Aries best friend is like, Sonya can do poetry. Sonya can sing. Sonya can sing. Sonya can sing. And I'm like, oh God. She puts me on blast. The guy hands me the thing. I do one little verse of Waiting to Exhale. Everybody says, hey, that's cool. That's cool. Everybody sits down. Whitney stands up. I go, oh, Whitney's here. She's like, hey, Sonya, how you doing? Her assistant, Robin, comes up. She hands me her number. I give her mine. She's like, Whitney wants to do something with you. I said, oh, cool. That'd be nice. It never came out, y'all. Actually, that's a longer story, but it never really came out. It's supposed to be on her Greatest Hits album where she's sitting there all cute with her leg put up in the air. Anyway, I said to Susan, they ain't going to call me. And she's like, Sonya, you never know. Susan's always the optimist. She's like a ride or die best friend for sure. You never know. You never know. I was like, nah, fuck that shit. Let's go to Mexico. And she's like, you want to go to Mexico? I was like, yeah, we're going to Mexico. This is pre-Kamau and everything, right? So we drive down to Mexico. We're straight getting drunk in Tijuana. And lo and behold, Robin calls and is like, hey, Sonya, what you doing? I'm like, I'm in Mexico. And she's like, oh, Whitney wants to know if you want to come to the studio tonight. What? Tonight? Hell yeah. Click. See you in a minute. We get in the car. I know I was driving a little bit drunk, y'all. Don't tell nobody, right? Just a little bit. I was good, though. I was good. And obviously, I'm alive. And I hit the 405, like, and that was that. I took my mind off of it. It wasn't like I was like, really like, not thinking that Whitney wouldn't call or like it wasn't my time to be with her. I don't know how else to say it right now. My brain is a little foggy, but I just thought I'm not going to harbor on it. I'm just going to live my life and do what I need to do. And if they call, they call. It's the same kind of vibration, y'all. If this new moon solar eclipse comes on in, I'm taking a long time to explain this thing because I want to set y'all up for what's really, really good for you. You understand what I'm saying? And know that when it's yours, it's going to find you. You dig what I'm saying? Oh, I just got a little visit. Anyway, what's really, really yours is going to find you, okay? And this little configuration of energy on this new moon solar eclipse day may leave us a lot of y'all like scratching your heads like, where's the newness? Where's the things happening? What's going on? Where's the Fast and Furious? Well, there's other things in the sky too. And what are you doing to allow it to come open, or I should say to open you up to it? Or what are you doing to worry yourself and to be impatient and to shut it down from you? Y'all, that makes sense to y'all? Yes, y'all. Anybody? Okay. Anyway, moving on to Friday. The moon at this point will be in Taurus, right? Because that full moon, that new moon solar eclipse was at 29 degrees Aries, right? Friday, the moon goes into Taurus, hot and heavy, right? But it will go retrograde, or Mercury will go retrograde. The moon will be in Taurus. Mercury will go retrograde in Taurus as well at 4:35 a.m. up until May 14th. May 14th. Yep. Mercury will be retrograde in Taurus up until May 14th. Now, the moon and Mercury will be a conjunction, which makes me feel that day is going to be a very, very challenging day on some level, because not only is our communication will be thrown off, yes, travel arrangements, short travel arrangements, computer situation, television, all electronics, contracts, everything that has to do with communication on some level will also be challenged by the emotions. Will also be challenged by the emotions. That can be a little interesting. So you got to check your emotions as well as checking the things that come out of your mouth. Now, here's a good thing. Taurus moon and Taurus energy period is calm. I love when people have Taurus moon placements, right? Because just personally speaking, not everybody needs to feel this way, but personally speaking, because they always seem to have a little tuck back. and how they are administering their emotional response. So at any level, you can take this one or two ways. You can deal with this Mercury retrograde situation. And I'm not going to go too ham on that because we all kind of know what Mercury retrograde is all about by now, right? If y'all like what I'm saying, give me a couple of thumbs up. I'd appreciate that. It's 41 of y'all in here. Press that like button so YouTube knows I'm doing my job and I can recreate this. Thank you, Latrice. Oh, you're so sweet. I love when people love up on me. So YouTube will know that I'm doing my job. You got to hit the like button, Cicely and Trinadia, and help to recreate that algorithm. Let a sister know. And let them know sister's doing her job. So here's the deal. With that moon in Taurus and that Mercury in Taurus, right? Coming together again, it can act in that cool, calm, collected kind of way when Mercury is pulling back and going through its trials and tribulations. As we already know, as I started to say, we kind of have an education on Mercury retrograde, right? If you have questions, please ask. Thank y'all for hitting the like button. I appreciate it. But being that it's coupled, conjuncted with that moon, you can act a little calm about it. Take the hits. I'm sorry, that's not what I said. What I meant to say was blah, 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 blah. Oh, we missed that flight. Okay, let's be cool and calm about it. Let's go to the bar and have a good time. Watch the game, whatever game is on. You understand my saying? You know what I mean? So, or otherwise, be bullish out this mug and go total left. You understand what I mean? There is no middle ground to this. So I want y'all to pick which way y'all gonna react to that thing, especially on Friday. Not so much all the way until May 14th, but definitely on Friday. You dig? With that moon conjuncting that initial Mercury in retrograde. And moon in Taurus, again, it can go all the way to the left because it's bulls. Have you ever seen a Taurus mad? Have you ever seen an angry bull? Like on the real, you don't know it's coming, but as soon as that motherfucker come, it's flipping you. It's looking for you to flip you over and over and over again. It's resilient. Like it's coming for you on a real. Like, so choose which way you want to go with that. Choose which way you want to go with that. On top of the fact that that moon, that same moon is conjunct in Uranus, which you want to change. You want to change, you want to upset some shit. You want to make a swift little pivot and make some shit go all the way wrong. I don't know about that. And that moon is absolutely sextile in Neptune. So at the very least, it can allow you, I see you, Bell, I'm going to get you one sec. At the very least, it can allow that Neptune energy to evolve your connection with spirit, to evolve your imagination, to allow you, thank you, God, to get more creative on that day. So you get a little slowdown. You don't have nothing to do because, you know, you're in traffic or let me not use this analogy, not in traffic, but say you got to wait an hour while you're home in order to go to a meeting or whatever, write something. Excuse me. Use it as an opportunity to tap into your Neptune energy. Write, meditate, create. Excuse me, y'all. Do the things that you need to do in order to enhance your imagination and feel free about that thing and don't feel like you're losing anything. People get all twisted and bent out of shape when that Mercury situation comes up. And it's only for us to review, to reevaluate, to slow down. It's not personal. So what, you got cut off in traffic? Slow down. Let people go by. You got it. Go ahead. Go on, do your thing. Do what you need to do. Why get upset about it and get caught up in somebody else's energy and emotion just to find your ass wrapped around a pole a mile down the street? Don't do it, y'all. Take your steps back, okay? Okay, L. Bell, if in conjunction, why is the challenge? How does the retrograde affect the moon? No. It's in conjunction, but the reason why I said it's a challenge because Mercury is in retrograde. You get what I'm saying? So if it was like the moon and Mercury going forward together in the sunset, it would be a whole nother story. But remember, Mercury is going retrograde on that day. So on the very same, and thank you for asking that question. Very good questions today, by the way. When the day that Mercury goes retrograde and the day that Mercury goes direct are the hairiest days. That's why it's presented as a challenge. It's almost like Mercury is backing up and the sun is trying to find it. The moon is trying to find it. Like, come on, what we doing? And Mercury's like, I don't know. I'm confused, motherfuckers. I can't find my plane ticket. I can't do anything. And the emotion wants to affect that Mercury retrograde feel until you get used to it, because there'll be another moon in Taurus within this session of Mercury being in retrograde, sure, in another 2 weeks or so, right? Because it'll come back around, but it'll be easier to deal with. It won't be as challenging. El Bell, does that make sense to you, sweetie pie face? All right, I hope so. I'll wait for your answer. Oh, you got it? Got it. New eyeglasses. Oh, you can see differently now? Okay. Saturday, as we move past that, please ask any questions as you want. Saturday, the moon goes into Gemini. These moons are moving fast. Oh, Lord, my bad. The moon goes into Gemini. It will be trining Pluto. So here comes our power back. Wait till after that eclipse, because here comes our power back. Pluto will be in Aquarius. The moon will be in Gemini. Feel your power again. Move through it, but maybe feel your power in an intellectual way. Gather your thoughts. Get with the people. Hang out with those of like minds and like missions. You understand what I'm saying? That's how you get your power back. Get your power back with the people that are around you. Strength in numbers oftentimes, right? But at the same time on Saturday, that moon in Gemini, yes, the moon in Gemini will square Saturn in Pisces. So it's the fear of not knowing where life is taking you. It's the fear of not knowing where this information is taking you. Remember, Saturn is in Pisces. It's the unknown. It's the unknown of the unknown, because Saturn loves to be in the, not necessarily the know, but it loves to be in strategy. It loves to have some kind of structure about a thing. But when it's in Pisces, as it has been, it's been kind of a weird ass structure on some level. You know, we kind of going with the flow of this thing, and the moon in Gemini is not going to like that Saturday, because it needs its information. It needs some rules. It needs somebody to talk to them and tell them where it's going and what to work on and what fears to watch out for, what lessons to learn. And it may look way too deeper than what that Gemini moon and our Gemini expression on that day wants to inhabit. You understand what I'm saying? I'm just saying. Understand what I'm saying? I'm just saying. Who talks like that? Oh God, I can't laugh. Sunday, please ask questions if you don't understand. I'm just trying to move through this thing, y'all, because I need to rest. On Sunday, the moon goes still in Gemini, and it will be conjunct in Venus. So here comes back the love, the playfulness. Here comes back the flirtiness. The moon will be in conjunction to Venus. Here comes the love and the value of a thing, doing multiple things on that day just to bring you joy, just to talk shit, just to negotiate some things, just to be in love of information. How about this? Read a good book on Sunday. Slow your ass down for a minute and get into the power of words. Y'all know, for one, I love words. I love words. And by the way, if you come see my show on Friday with Ernie and them, I did write my show, and I kind of big myself up on my words. I'm a great writer. I really am. And I love, and you know, I had to grow to say these kind of things, because squirrel, it's a download. In our society, in our culture, oftentimes it's not, especially to the elders, it's not really polite to talk good of yourself. Don't be so conceited. Don't be so full of yourself. Well, why not? Why can't I say I'm a good writer? Come to my show. Do you understand what I'm saying? I just had to tickle on that. Not less, I mean, I had to say that and tickle myself in case somebody else had the same situation. Anyway, that's what Sunday. Getting to the love of words and communication and speaking, socializing. You understand what I mean? Yes, that's all I'm going to say. Also on Sunday, Mercury retrograde will be sextiling Mars. So maybe the plans, okay, that makes sense. Maybe the plans that you are reevaluating, Mercury in Taurus, going retrograde, the things that you've been thinking about and how to implement this new start, these new ideas, has you stepping back a little bit and consider how you're going to move. Y'all get that? Mercury retrograde steps back a little bit to reevaluate, reorganize, and reconsider how you're going to move with Cancer being in Mars or Mars being in Cancer. And because they're sextiling, it's absolutely a nice little hookup. It's a nice little hookup for them. You understand what I mean? Because Taurus loves the fact that Cancer is gentle inside, and Cancer loves the fact that Taurus is gentle as well. That's why Taurus and you see a lot of Taurus Cancer couplings, whether they're friends and or lovers. It's the tenderness. It's the tenderness. Cancer can't stand harsh words. Taurus can't stand harsh words either, but will act like it really doesn't care. But on the inside, it's really, really like broken up about that shit. Like, why? Why did you have to say those unkind words to people? You get what I'm saying? So that Mercury going retrograde can absolutely, and its reevaluation of things and your plans in life and whatever happens can allow you moving in a different way and it'll end up being the best situation possible. Why? Because it's a sextile. It's harmonious. It's love. Word life down, Rachel. Oh, I'm so glad I hang around the youngsters so I can know what the heck is going on in the world. Yo, I'm not going to do any readings today per the obvious, but I would like to answer some questions that you might have on your heart and mind in this moment in time, regardless of what it is. Please don't let it be a chart question, maybe something that we can all benefit from. And then I want to pull a card for us all, okay? All right, everybody. I hope this information helped you in some kind of way. Autumn said, I celebrate my 14th wedding anniversary on Sunday. I look forward to all of this. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You're welcome, you're welcome, you're welcome. And happy anniversary to you and your partner. Ah, it's so nice. I love to hear about love. I love, love, love. Okay, did I miss any other questions? I don't think so. I'm waiting for a few. If y'all want to ask me, otherwise, I'm just gonna pull this card, y'all. I'll be back on Friday, and I definitely will do a read or two on Friday, okay? And then skedaddle so I can get ready for my show. All right. No questions. I don't see it coming up. Ooh, way too much going on in the world. Way too much. Can I see? Oh, Autumn, thank you, sweetie pie. I love the donation. I love the donation. Thank you so very much. If anybody else wants to donate, you can absolutely do it here on YouTube, or go to my Cash App, my Venmo, or my PayPal. I greatly, greatly, greatly appreciate that. Thank you for your love, honey pie. I appreciate you. Oh, that's so sweet. Okay, let's pray on this real quick and get a card for all of us, okay? Thank you, Mother, Father, God, for the love and the guidance that you have given all of us here. Please put light around everybody here and the sound of my voice on this broadcast, and even those that see it after we put this thing up. Send them light and send them love, and allow us to benefit from this card that we are going to choose in this moment in time. Lead us on to our next steps, God, in, in the name of all things that is good and for our highest good. Amen. Ashe. Amen. 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 Oh, that's a beautiful card. Existence. I love this card. You're welcome, Miss Lady J. I love this card. Isn't this beautiful? It's almost like we should have not we, but like I should get a tattoo of that and put a brown woman in the middle of there with a big old afro on the little. That's not a lotus leaf, just like a little petal. I just love that. That's beautiful. A leaf. Okay. Anyway, here we go, yo. This naked figure sits on, oh, it is a lotus leaf. This naked figure sits on the lotus leaf of perfection, gazing at the beauty of the night sky. She knows that home is not a physical place in the outside world, but an inner quality of relaxation and acceptance. The stars, the rocks, the trees, the flowers, the fish, and the birds all are her brothers and sisters in this dance of life. We human beings tend to forget this as we pursue our own private agendas and believe that we must fight to get what we need. But ultimately, our sense of separateness is just an illusion, manufactured by the narrow preoccupations of the mind. Now is the time to look at whether you are allowing yourself to receive the extraordinary gift of feeling at home wherever you are. If you are, be sure that you take time to savor it so it can deepen and remain with you. If, on the other hand, that you've been feeling like the world is out to get you, it's time to take a break. Go outside tonight and look at the stars. Amen, ashe, amen. I hope y'all got the real, true meaning of that. None of this shit is personal, basically. We are home within ourselves. Everything that we do and every step we take is purposeful and no time is wasted. You understand? And if you don't feel like that and you're taking things personal, people pushing you, this is a perfect card for Mercury retrograde too, huh? And all of these configurations that are happening, especially on that new moon solar eclipse. Because again, we can take it personal. Pluto is being challenged, all of that shit, right? Sometimes you just have to sit back and be like, right where I am is where I'm supposed to be. It's all good. And if you have a hard time figuring that out, just like this card suggests, in your own way, go outside, be among nature, be among people, sit back and observe and watch that you are part of this wonderful intricate of of the universe, intricate tapestry of the universe. It's not just about you, it's about us all. And if you just pay attention, be grateful for who you are and what you have in this moment in time, we'll feel more comfortable and we can all move around each other with a lot of bliss. With a lot of bliss and easiness and understanding that we're doing exactly what we came to do. And if it's time to do more, we will. Give yourself grace, okay? And remember to look at the stars. You just got a new telescope? I'm coming over, Rachel L. Bell Sparkle. Love y'all. Be good to yourself, okay? I'll see you next time.